Hey guys, it's Amber here with eTrailer. Have you ever been ready to take off on a trip or get ready to do a job only to find that your trailer lights aren't working? It can be super frustrating whether all of your lights are out or just one isn't working. So we're gonna go show you how to troubleshoot that and look at a few potential solutions today. First thing that you wanna do is figure out if it's a problem on your vehicle side or on your trailer side. One of the easiest ways to do this is to test out with a different vehicle or a different trailer. But if you don't have the benefit of a ton of trailers just sitting around like we do, the best way is going to be a circuit tester like this. So we're gonna go ahead and use that to test the vehicle side now. So to test the vehicle side of things, we're gonna take our circuit tester and we're gonna find a good non-rusted spot to attach our little ground plug here. So this is where the ground of our plug is already connected, so this is a good spot. And then I have a helper up in the front seat of the truck who's going to be turning on the brakes and the turn signals and doing each one of those in turn, so I can be back here testing out each wire to figure out if power is coming back to the plug. So right now he has the brakes depressed. I'm going to test a couple of wires and figure out if any of these light up, and if so, which one. So we're not getting any lights there. It's a little bit hard to see on camera, but you can see on this green wire over here, we are getting a light. So we know that since the brake pedal is depressed and the brake lights are functioning and it is coming back to this green wire here, our brakes are working. And now we're going to go ahead and do that for each of our functions. So we're going to have them, like I said, turn on each turn signal, and we're going to test each wire and figure out which ones are getting power, and if there's any that are not getting power and aren't showing up, then we're going to know that's our problem on our vehicle side. So we tested all of our wires back here and everything was working, but if you're running into any issues at this point, there are a couple of things that you can do to troubleshoot. First thing is going to be checking your ground. So we have our ground connected up here and everything is working fine, but if you're running into a lot of rust or corrosion, or you're trying to connect your ground to a painted surface, you might run into some problems. So a really easy way to check if it's a ground issue is just to move your tester over to another ground location, and if you start getting power, you know it's a ground issue and you need to rewire the ground wire that you have. Another issue that you might run into is a bad power converter. So this is what your wiring looks like under your vehicle. You have your 4-pole up front, and this runs up under your vehicle. These converters can go bad, so an easy way to test that is to test your wires up here the same way that you did just a minute ago. And if you're getting power up here but not back here, you know something's going wrong with the converter box and you probably need to replace the box itself. The other thing that you might run into is loose wiring. So that can happen regardless of whether you have wires like this, a loose wiring harness where you have to make individual connections, or you have a plug-and-play harness like this, which are really common. Either way, things can get jumbled and shake loose under your vehicle, so it's a good idea to just go up under there, wherever your wires connect, and make sure that your plug is plugged in all the way and that your wires are firmly connected. Since everything looks good on the vehicle, we're going to turn our attention to the trailer side. So you can see back here, we're testing our right turn signal. It's working on the truck, it's not working on our circuit tester, so we're going to take a look at some issues that could be causing that. An alternative to the circuit tester that we're using is one of these testers that is integrated into the plug that lights up when the signal is coming back from the truck. First thing we're going to check is the corrosion on the plugs themselves. So what can happen is these plugs can get rusted and corroded or filled with dirt and debris, so I just want to make sure that they're clean and clear, and so are your truck side connections. So it can be something as simple as taking a piece of sandpaper and scrubbing away any corrosion that way. So if everything looks good with the plugs themselves, you want to look at the trailer grounds. You're going to have a main ground wire that's going to ground your entire trailer, and then each light that you have on your trailer is going to have a ground as well. So you want to check all of those. Typically, if all of your lights aren't working, it's going to be a problem with your main ground. If just one of your lights isn't working, that could be a problem with just that particular light's ground. But just check to make sure those grounds are on unpainted metal surfaces. You can take your circuit tester and move the ground connector around and see if that makes it work, and if so, then you know that you need to rewire the ground that you have on there. A couple other things to check if your ground looks good is just to look at your wires themselves and make sure that there's no damage and that they're all secured on your trailer. You also want to check your bulbs, especially if you're only having trouble with one light. It could just be that your bulb burned out. Another thing is you could actually be overloading your tow vehicle. This can happen if your lights on your trailer are sucking too much power. So you can actually disconnect a couple of lights and see if your trailer lights work then. And if so, you could just need to switch to LED lights and draw less of a power load from your vehicle. So these are some of the most common issues and the solutions that you might need to troubleshoot your trailer wiring. But if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We're happy to help you, and we are only a click or a call away. If you guys like that content and want to check out more, go ahead and click this video up here. To check out the products that we mentioned, click up here or visit the links down in the description. Check out our playlist over here or subscribe to our channel to see all the videos that our awesome eTrailer teammates put out.